Good day. This is Tab with another message for you. In case you didn't know, my target audience for these videos is people of faith or Christians. But these Christians have not yet been awakened to the intense spiritual battle for our souls. I have attempted to demonstrate in my most recent videos how the satanic agenda is actively at work deceiving people every day in society and in our very churches. If we believe, as our scriptures inform us, that demons and wicked people exist, then what are they doing? Are they just sitting there waiting for their cue to act on the people and the systems of the world? No. They are already tirelessly working to deceive through satanic sellouts that have a lot of money, a lot of power, as well as twisting our scriptures and perverting the gospel of Christ in our hearing and before our eyes. What I'm going to cover today is a deep topic, and it may take some prayer and some concentration to be able to wrap your mind around it. But it's been in existence for almost 2 centuries and affects our everyday life from behind the curtain of the satanic agenda. First, let me define a term that's important for everyone to understand. It will be used throughout this video. The term is duality, and it has to do with the state or quality of two parts. If we think of a duel that was used to settle arguments back in the day, way back, it was between 2 insecure men who didn't know of a more practical way of settling an argument than shooting guns at 10 paces. If we think of dual citizenship, we know that it's holding citizenship in 2 different countries. So duality is a situation in which there are 2 things, ideas, objects that are being considered. Only 2. The topic for this video is referred to as the Hegelian Dialectic. There was a man, George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, who lived August 27th, 1770 to November 14th, 1831. This man was a philosopher and a prominent idealist in the 19th century. His theory and writings about social engineering were taken to heart by Karl Marx and others. You may think that we, in the Western world, live in a free society, certainly not a Marxist socialist state. I'm about to challenge that thinking in the hopes that you will awaken and see this spiritual warfare for yourself. Before you see 2 quotes, and they're from a website which has tons of information on this topic. And of course, I put a link to the website in the description box below. Hegelian Marxist thinking affects our entire social and political structure. The Hegelian Dialectic is the framework for guiding our thoughts and actions into conflicts that lead us to a predetermined solution. If we do not understand how the Hegelian Dialectic shapes our perceptions of the world, then we do not know how we are helping to implement the vision. When we remain locked into dialectical thinking, we cannot see out of the box. I have mentioned before in other videos how the enemy, the evil one, uses a lot of deception these days, and this topic fits right in. In short, If you think we celebrate free thinking and our views are considered on any level for a solution, then you are mistaken. Decisions are made for us. Here's how it's done. Let's suppose we have an upcoming election. What are the choices for the election? If we do our research, we can find at least 4, maybe 5, maybe more people that are pursuing that office or position. However, what information does the mainstream media present to us? They present only 2 options. Does that sound familiar? The media blitz that is viewed by the vast majority of the people is a choice of only 2. Do the other candidates even have a chance? As a matter of fact, we are informed that if you vote for one of the other candidates, you are ruining the victory for one of the main 2. Duality. If we consider another issue, such as abortion, we can see the same dynamic in action. We are told that we have to be either pro-choice or pro-life. There are no other options. Now, there may be some people who say, I am pro-choice but against abortion. Or maybe someone will say, I'm pro-life except for situations that involve, severe mental or physical defects, or maybe in the instance of rape. Which of these choices get the most press and are thrust upon the public? Either pro-life or pro-choice. Duality. If we consider climate change, or the hole in the ozone, or any other public issues, the push to consider only 2 possibilities is still at work. It does not change. Duality. Now that's the brief background, and here's the problem, though, with the duality presented by the Hegelian Dialectic. The reason for only 2 views is to polarize people. The views that are presented to us are at opposite ends of the spectrum. If the people that are told they have to be pro completely disagree with the people that are told they have to be con, then there's no agreement. What happens then when there's no agreement among the people? The government steps in to make the decision. The 2 opposing views are presented in a thesis-antithesis format to such an extent that people disagree and even fight when voicing their view. So then, government officials say, look at those people. They can't agree on anything. What's going to happen when the strife and chaos in this country is to such a scale that the U.S. government cannot, at least publicly, control the situation? Is there a world governing body that has been mentioned in someone's videos lately? If we go back to the upcoming election illustration above, we can identify with one media source pulling one way and another media source pulling the opposite direction. This is the plan. This is the agenda. They are actually working together to keep people at the extreme ends of the spectrum and fighting amongst each other. The reason for the only 2 choices, duality, is to keep the people at odds and perpetrate indifference and chaos. I've said before that the satanic elitists in the world are only concerned with carrying out their agenda and don't care about the effect on the people. It's time for everyone to wake up from their cozy, warm slumber and recognize the spiritual warfare that is going on all around us. We're all in this together. We cannot afford to be fighting amongst ourselves. Peace in Jesus Christ.